A pleasant day, everyone. Welcome to our group report presentation. After learning Rizal's childhood and early education, let's now dive into Rizal's life in higher education and life abroad. Next. By the way, I am Cristelyn Paking, and allow me to introduce my company, namely Michelle ARCONADA and Aisley Francisco. Next. As Jose Rizal stepped into higher education, he was sent to Manila to study at the Ateneo Municipal de Manila in June 1872. And back then, Ateneo was the former Escuela Pia. It was first called as Escuela Pia before Ateneo. And it's a charity school of Manila under the supervision of Jesuits. And Jesuits are a member of an apostolic religious community which is called the Society of Jesus. It is a Roman Catholic order of priests, mga pare, founded by Saint Ignatius Loyola, Saint Francis Xavier, and others way back 1534. Ateneo was the counterpart of Colegio de San Juan de Letran. Ang katapat ng de Letran dati is Ateneo, which was said to be supposed to be where Rizal would study. Here's a trivia. Rizal's father, Mr. Francisco Mercado, was supposed to send Rizal to Colegio de San Juan de Letran, but he changed his mind and sent him instead to Ateneo Municipal de Manila. And because of this sudden change of mind, Rizal did not enroll by the school registrar, which was Father Fernando, because of two reasons. One, he was late for registration, and another is he appeared to be frail and sickly, mukha daw mahina, masakitin. But remember guys, maliit lang kasi si Rizal. That's why he was doubted if he could survive the school activities. But eventually, he was able to enter Ateneo because of the help of Don Manuel Burgos. He was the nephew of Father Burgos. If you have known the Gumburza, pamangkin siya. And he's a politician and a medical doctor as well. When Rizal entered Ateneo, it was his first time to use the surname Rizal because during those times, Mercado was a hot name. It was highly targeted by the Spaniards. And then he changed his surname to protect his identity and also to prevent the friars, mga praile, to know their affiliation. So he just used his middle name Rizal instead, which was considered to be ilustrado or educated during the Spanish time and entails the benefits that a Spaniard can get. But it's not always a good time. Rizal was called as externo or living out student during his days in Ateneo Municipal because they have dorm and students are boarding inside the campus. And in Jesuit system of education, they encourage competition among students. Lugi si Rizal this time. Magagaling mag-Espanyol mga kaklase niya. He was actually asked by his teacher if he knows Spanish and Rizal said un poco or a little bit and pinagtawanan siya ng mga classmates niya. And he bet one of his classmates sa suntukan. And fortunately, Rizal won the fight, and from then on, he was respected in their class and di na binubuli. But still, he was placed at the bottom of the class and assigned with the Carthaginians because they have this class ranking. On the next slide, we will talk about this. Next. The class was divided into two groups. One is Carthaginian or the non-border of Ateneo. Next is Roman or border inside Ateneo. And Rizal belonged to Carthaginian because externo siya, living outside Ateneo. Now here's the ranking. Let's start from the bottom. The fifth best student is what we call standard bearer. Then the fourth best student is what we call centurion. And then the third best student is decurion. Then the second best student is what we call tribune. And then the best student or the top one is what we call emperor. Next. In his age, he also loved reading books and novels. Some of them is Historia Universal by Cesar Cantu. Another is Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. And another is Travels to the Philippines by Fyodor Hagorn. Next. The low rank that Rizal received motivated him to learn more and to do better. He then took private lessons in Santa Isabel College during break time to improve his knowledge in Spanish. And after tons of studying, he finally got the highest rank, which is the emperor, and he got even more inspired to study hard and to write a poetry by one of his best professors, Father Francisco de Paula Sanchez. And Rizal said that Father Sanchez is a great educator and a scholar. He also expressed his ideas on the value of education in his poem entitled Through Education, the Motherland Receives Light. He also wrote Mi Primera Inspiración, or My First Inspiration, which was dedicated to his mother on his birthday. And he wrote these masterpieces at age 14. Next. Here's a photo of Ateneo Municipal de Manila. Next. Rizal have written more poems like In Memory of My Town, wherein Rizal reminisces of his childhood days in Calamba. He somehow wishes that he could rewind the time and spend more days doing what he used to do and being with the people he used to be with and feeling the sensations he felt as a boy. Another is intimate alliance between religion and good education. Rizal shared his thought about the importance of education to enlighten the nation, which was useful to gain societal freedom for every nation. Lastly, a farewell dialogue of the students. This was the last poem written by Rizal in Ateneo, which amazed his teachers. And he graduated as an excellent student. He excelled in all subjects and won 5 medals at the end of the school term. And on March 23, 1877, he received his degree of Bachelor of Arts with honors. And what's more incredible is that he achieved this at age 16. Back then, you can already have a degree, but in today, it's like equivalent to high school. To tell us the journey of Rizal after graduating in Ateneo Municipal de Manila, here is Aisley Francisco.
But also lead the education at University of Santo Tomas UST. April 1877, Rizal was 16 years old and enrolled at the UST taking philosophy and letters. For his term, Rizal studied at the philosophy program. In the following term, he decided to shift to medicine. So, Rizal educational journey at the University of Santo Tomas UST began in April 1877 at the age of 16, where he initially enrolled in the Philosophy and Letters program. However, after completing his first term, he made the decision to shift his focus to medicine, reflecting his evolving interest and aspiration. So he shift not only broadened his academic horizons, but also laid the foundation for his future role as a physician, activist, and national hero of the Philippines. Next. Perito Agrimensor refers to result certification as a land surveyor or expert surveyor, or ibig sabihin nun, to guide the construction and development projects or pagsusukat ng lupa. So that's it. Rizal obtained this certification during his time in Europe, particularly in Spain and Germany, as a part of his higher education and academic pursuits. This certification was significant as it equipped him with particular skills in surveying and land measurement, which were valuable in various fields such as engineering, urban planning, and land management. So Rizal's proficiency in surveying demonstrate his versatility and preparedness for diverse professional endeavors beyond his primary fields of study in medicine and the humanities. So the next one. So here's our experience of Spanish brutality. So Rizal's experience his first taste of brutality during his first year of medical studies at UST. likely involved witnessing or experiencing firsthand the oppressive actions of the Spanish colonial authorities or their agents. This could have included instances of discrimination, violence, or intimidation directed towards Filipino students or members of the local community by those in positions of power within the colonial administrations or the church. Such such a experiences likely fueled Rizal's growing awareness of any resistance to Spanish oppression, shaping his future activities and writings advocating for the social justice of Filipino independence. The next one is the here, literary works of Rizal in University of Santo Tomas to the Filipino youth sa kabataang Pilipino or ala Juventud Filipina, a winning masterpiece which he submitted in the literacy contest held by Liceo Artistico Literario of Manila. The youth is the fair hope of our fatherland. To the Filipino youth sa kabataang Pilipino or ala Juventud Filipina is a renowned literary piece written by Jose Rizal. It was a winning entry in a literary contest held by the Liceo Artistico Literario of Manila. In this piece, Rizal expresses his profound belief in the importance of the youth in shaping the future of the Philippines. The line, "The youth is the fair hope of our fatherland," encapsulates his central message that the Filipino youth hold the key to nation's progress and prosperity. Rizal emphasizes the vital role of young Filipinos in bringing about positive change, urging them to strive for excellence, pursue education, and embrace their identity with pride. This statement underscores Rizal's faith in the potential of the youth to lead their country towards liberation, enlightenment, and advancement. The next one is that the Council of Gods or El Consejo de los Dioses. It was another contest of Liceo Artístico Literario to commemorate the death of Miguel Cervantes, the author of Don Quixote. Don Quixote. So the Council of Gods El Consejo de los Dioses was a literary contest organized by the Liceo Artístico Literario to commemorate the death of anniversary of Miguel de Cervantes, the renowned Spanish writer famous for his masterpiece Don Quixote. The contest likely invited participants to create literary works inspired by Cervantes' legacy or to pay homage to his contribution to literature. Cervantes' death anniversary served as a significant occasion to celebrate his literary achievements and influence on Spanish and world literature. Participants in the contest would have been tasked with crafting creative and thoughtful pieces that honor Cervantes' memory and reflected on the enduring themes and characters of Don Quixote. This contest provided an opportunity for writers and intellectuals to engage with Cervantes' work and to contribute to the ongoing preservation of his literary legacy. The next step is to invite Michelle Arconada to discuss Jose Rizal's lives abroad.
In Rizal's life abroad, I'll be the one to discuss. The first one is travel for Spain. So, Rizal embarked on his journey from the Philippines to Spain in May 1882, starting with a departure to Singapore on board the Spanish steamer Salvadora. From Singapore to Colombo, Sri Lanka. After Singapore, he boarded the French steamer Demna
which made stopovers at Point Gal and Colombo in Sri Lanka. Trip through Suez Canal. Crossing the Indian Ocean, the gymnast stopped at Aden before reaching Port Said in Suez. After a brief stop in Napoli, the ship proceeded to Marseille. So Rizal eventually arrived in Barcelona, where he wrote his nationalistic essay, Love of Country, or Amor Patrio, and contributed to Diaryong Tagalog, the first Manila newspaper, publishing both Spanish and Tagalog. In Madrid, Rizal enrolled in the Central University for his medical and philosophical studies. He also engaged in artistic pursuits and joined societies like the Hispano-Philippines Circle. Notably, he wrote poems like They Ask Me for Verses and joined the Masonic Lodge. Education in Spain. So, Rizal completed his medical degree in 1884 and was conferred with a licentiate in medicine. He also earned a licentiate in philosophy and letters in 1885. So, seeking advanced studies, Rizal went to Paris and Berlin to specialize in ophthalmology with the support of friends like Maximo Bayola. So, Rizal in historic Heidelberg, Germany. So, Rizal arrived in Heidelberg, Germany in 1886. He worked at the University Eye Hospital and lived with Dr. Karl Ullmann, a Protestant pastor. He wrote a las Flores de Heidelberg during his stay. So, Rizal initiated correspondence with Professor Ferdinand Blumentritt, sending him a book entitled Arithmetica. So Rizal celebrated his 26th birthday in Geneva before touring Italy, visiting historic sites like Rome and the Vatican.
We are closing this presentation with the famous quote of Rizal that the youth is the hope of our future. It highlights the importance of young people in shaping the future and carrying forward the progress and ideas. Thank you so much, and once again, a pleasant day.